Alright, what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. Today we're going to talk about the Dr. Monty reveal trailer and also DLC 4 Revelations in general. Now, I was going to make a video just about the Dr. Monty's trailer, but as I was making that video, I realized that I was bringing up so many points that I kind of delved into other questions and things that I really needed to discuss further, and I could not do it all in one just kind of sort of explanation video. So it's going to deal with a lot of things, DLC 4 and everything like that. So I decided to just put all this into one video. There's going to be the Dr. Monty's trailer explanation and also some things that I expect to be in DLC 4 Revelation. So before we jump into this video, guys, let's see if we can go for 75 likes on this video. That'd be absolutely amazing, guys. We're going for 75 likes on this video. You guys always smash it every time. Let's try to hit that goal today. But anyway, we're going to be jumping right into this information. We're going to start with the Dr. Monty trailer sort of explanation. So if you guys have not seen the Dr. Monty trailer, you can go ahead and check it out. It is on my channel. It's a very, very short video. It's like less than a minute. You can go and check it out just to refresh yourself, or if you guys want to see it again or whatever, just kind of refresh your memory on it. But anyway, so for those who have seen it, know what's going on, we're going to be discussing that in detail. And it's going to bring up a lot of questions that might be a little bit tough to answer, but we're going to attempt to do so in this video. So in this trailer, we saw Dr. Monty's face revealed, and he's talking to our characters about a couple different things. One of those things being he's saying that, you know, you can never change some things. Like, some things are unchangeable. And it shows Rick Toffin holding the summoning key, which is very, very interesting. We're going to touch on that in a second. But he also mentions at the end, he says, I just all ask of you to do is to do the right thing. You know, you hear the Mob of the Dead music. But that's probably the biggest quote in this thing from Dr. Monty. That probably holds the most weight as compared to some other ones what he says in here. Before we get to that one, the one I want to talk about was the one he said, when things are never changing, and then Rick Toffin looks at the summoning key. Now, that's significant to me because I feel like that means that Rick Toffin cannot change his fate no matter what, right? When we saw in the Rick Toffin's memory segment trailer, we saw that he was trying to change his own destiny with the blood. You know, he's trying to protect himself. And it's only himself, mind you, because he said the blood will protect me. But we've always know, you know, Rick Toffin's kind of had malicious intents, just kind of selfish things in the Call of Duty Zombie storyline, so that's nothing new. But he kind of realized that whatever he does in this whole entire adventure they're on, he can't change his fate no matter what's already sealed. His destiny is already set in stone. And that's what I believe that quote is trying to convey. And then at the last quote where he says, just do the right thing for everyone. Now, he knows what Rick Toffin is up to, and we've talked about this in previous videos. Dr. Monty knows that Rick Toffin's up to something else that he isn't quite telling the characters about. And you can actually hear him quote that under Eisendrach. He says, you know, don't tell them now, tell them later. He's keeping withholding information from the other three characters, and even Max is holding stuff from Rick Toffin. So there's kind of a disjoint in communication here between the three characters from Rick Toffin and also Max's and Rick Toffin. So the only person that knows everything that's going on is Dr. Monty, and he knows that Rick Toffin's probably gonna, you know, try to pull something selfish near the end here. You know, at the end of Revelations, he's gonna try to protect himself and not the other three. But he's saying, all I ask you to do is do the right thing, and then he wants to, you know, encompass it for everybody, not just Rick Toffin, maybe not just the other three characters, but for everybody involved in this whole thing. Now, we also see that every other character has blood vials as well. We saw Takio have his in his trailer, and we have Dempsey's. You know, everybody has their blood vials, and I believe that this is going to be the protection or the insurance policy for them. This is going to protect from the wrath of the Lamb. Now, we've touched on this before, talked about this in multiple videos, but basically I'll rehash it real quick. The wrath of the Lamb, I believe, is Samantha, and she was able to, she's in a place of power now, and she's able to kind of destroy anything in her way. She has a lot of power now, and she can, you know, shed her wrath on anything she would like to. And I think this blood of the cursed will protect them. We don't know whose blood it is besides Rick Toffin's from the Mob of the Dead characters, and they are also bad people, so you could call that cursed blood. So I think that this is kind of opposite. Usually the blood of the innocent is something that protects over some sort of wrath, but I think it's kind of backwards, and this where the blood of the curse is going to protect them. So I think that they're getting the blood to ensure their own protection from Samantha. Is kind of my short prediction there. I can make an entire video explaining this, but that's my short prediction on why the blood vials are a thing, because you still don't know exactly for sure what they're going to do with it, and it's almost DLC 4, so we'll be finding out very shortly about that, what's that's actually for. So another thing, I want to bring your attention back to Dr. Monty. We're kind of switching gears here a little bit, so go ahead and take a look at Dr. Monty's clothes. Now, we see his coat. Now, take a look at this scarf. This is the first thing I noticed about Dr. Monty. This caught my eye. Now, actually take a look at this red scarf. If you've seen this before, you might recognize it from Origins. Now, this was, and actually, it was on a post right here in Origins. It's up by the excavation site, and this is kind of just symbolizing that Dr. Monty is involved in this map, or he has some sort of effect here. And you can see other references in other maps, like in Mob of the Dead with the Vitrolic Withering. There's the lion head on top of the thing when you upgrade it, and just little things like that. There's little Dr. Monty references hidden around these maps, Origins, Mob of the Dead in particular, and everything from the scarf to all the other references what we had about Dr. Monty. I think this could all be leading up to Revelations being in London, England. Now, what do I say is, now I think the biggest clue towards this was the Der Eisendrach Easter egg, where they had a little newspaper. You remember that newspaper sitting on the table here, and you would hold square on it. Well, actually, it gave you like a regular message at first, like a regular newspaper headline, but then you hold square on it, and it actually changes to about zombie attacks in London. And then they actually ended up taking this Easter egg out of the game after a little while. We aren't really sure why to this day, but this is only in the game for a little while, and you can actually change the newspaper to make it say something else about these zombie attacks in London, and then it was removed shortly after. But like I said, we don't know exactly why, but I think that's really, really interesting. And I think everything combined from Dr. Monty's scarf and this thing right here and all these other little things we've got about London, I think this is definitely a possibility that Revelations could be held somewhere in London, England. I think that'd be absolutely amazing. And while we're still on the topic of Dr. Monty, a lot of people were saying that Dr. Monty is the Shadow Man because they look very, very similar. And I do agree, they kind of look similar. Dr. Monty's kind of got a shorter beard and stuff. If you look at the Shadow Man, he's got a long beard. It's almost like down to his neck. But basically, it was a valid theory at first until I looked into it. Now, if you listen to both of their voices, they're very, very different. Listen to the Shadow Man's voice. He has more of an American accent, and if you listen to Dr. Monty's voice, he definitely has that English accent, which is another kind of reference to maybe it being in London. We aren't really sure about that, but basically, they don't have the same voices, and for that reason alone, I don't think that they are the same person, and it could have been a valid theory, like I said, but I don't think the Shadow Man is Dr. Monty. And also, from what we know, the Shadow Man is supposed to be still in the summoning key as far as we're aware. You know, that was the last time we actually saw him. So that's pretty much the Dr. Monty stuff wrapped up. You know, the whole trailer is basically telling the Richtofen, I think in particular, to do the right thing because he knows he's up to something else. And Dr. Monty's not the Shadow Man, but he is some sort of godlike figure. And we're going to touch on that here in a little bit. Now we're going to switch gears over to just sort of Revelations in general and my expectations for that map. So the first thing I want to talk about is the wonder weapons in this. Now I've talked about the staffs being there before, but I definitely think that's a possibility. And the reason I say that is because of the boss fight. My predictions for the Revelations boss fight anyway. I think that we are going to be playing as the 1.0 characters in the Ether and Agartha or whatever. We're going to be playing as the 1.0 characters, you know, the original crew, and we're going to be fighting the 2.0s because you already know that they're pretty much destined to die. They have to be taken out. The world that they're in, you know, our 2.0s aren't going to matter soon, and I think the 1.0s need to take them out. Maybe we'll be fighting the Primus crew. They have their staffs, and we have maybe some other wonder weapon, maybe a different set of staffs. I don't know. I think it's going to be something crazy like that where we're going to be kind of solving this paradox, which Sophia's kind of mentioned, that sort of stuff. There's been a lot of things kind of about canceling paradoxes, and I believe we are going to be maybe the 1.0 crew, and it's going to go down like that. You know, it's going to be like a 1.0 versus 2.0 thing. I think that'd be absolutely amazing. But that's why I kind of think that the staffs could be coming back in some form or fashion. Now, I also think that Dr. Monty's true form is going to be revealed. Now, I don't think that Dr. Monty is a human. I believe he is kind of like the god of the Keepers, because the Keepers were there before the Apothecans. We know the Shadow Man's an Apothecan, but the Keepers were there before the Apothecans ever became a thing in like creation, and it's been said that in the ciphers. So I think that we're going to actually see Dr. Monty not in human form and what he actually is. I think he's kind of putting on this human form to us just so we're not, you know, completely freaked out. We actually can kind of relate to him. So another thing I want to talk about, the last thing I want to talk about is the house. Now, the house has been a huge prevalent factor in the Black Ops 3 Zombie storyline. You guys know, you know, the house has been a huge thing, and I believe that this is going to be explained in full very, very soon. I believe that, you know, this was kind of introduced to us in Origins, and it was really, really confusing. We got our cutscene, and we're like, what is all this? You know, there's so many things in that room, so many little details and explanations that we had for this house, but we don't actually know what it is or where it is or why it's a thing, but we're going to find out in DLC 4 Revelations. We're going to the house in DLC 4. Jason Blundell has already said that the Origins cutscene and the house and all this is going to be explained, and this has been a question that we've had in the zombies community for 3 years now, and I really hope that we kind of get it explained very, very soon, which I'm super excited about, guys. I can't believe everything's wrapping up here. We're getting our conclusion to the zombie storyline. As sad as it is, man, I'm so happy that we're going to finally get some answers, but anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to be it for today. That's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about both the Dr. Monty reveal trailer and also DLC 4 Revelations, guys. This is coming out soon. This is going to be the last Treyarch Zombies map that I'm talking about, you know, kind of predicting about for the foreseeable future, unless, you know, they decide to drop something else. I don't know, that might happen. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. If there's anything that I missed about either in the Dr. Monty thing or DLC 4 Revelations, whatever you guys thought, let me know about it in the comment section down below. I want to get a little discussion going with you guys, kind of about, let's get our final predictions in here before the map or the trailer, anything like that actually drops. I'm really excited for this thing to come out. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. Let's go for 75 likes on this video. You guys absolutely always crush it. I really would appreciate it. And also, one more thing, I need to ask you guys, if you like these longer style kind of videos, like almost about 10 minutes longer, so let me know about that in the comment section down below. I really want to know if I should make longer videos like this, because this video did take me a long time to make. I was just making a Dr. Monty's reveal trailer sort of explanation, and then, like I said, it brought up so many other questions I had to answer, so I wanted to kind of compile everything into one video here, so it ended up being a lot longer. But if you guys do enjoy this kind of style, do let me know, because it takes me a little bit longer to make, but I could absolutely put a ton of quality and a ton of work into it. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. Make sure to drop that like button if you haven't already, and if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 10K, fellas. If you'd like to help out, that'd be absolutely incredible. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it. I'm done rambling. Thank you all for watching the video, and I will catch you guys on the next one.